if you want to win this tournament, the team has to win.
Portugal, almost, but almost is not
The
enough.
World Cup will miss him as he will miss also the World Cup. He never left. I don't know why he says I'm back.
The ego debate Zlatan started with a single interview turned into the exact ending he predicted, a World Cup exit with Ronaldo unable to change the outcome. Zlatan Ibrahimovic just said the one thing every Portugal fan was thinking, but nobody wanted to say out loud.
Portugal, almost, but almost is not enough.
And he didn't say it quietly. He said it on live television, even before the tournament started and right after Portugal survived Croatia narrowly. What he said next didn't just criticize a player, it questioned the entire direction of a World Cup campaign, and a few days later, the result proved impossible to ignore. 1. The win that should have silenced critics instead invited them. Portugal beat Croatia 2-1 in the round of 32, but it wasn't clean. Croatia pushed them until the 94th minute when Gonzalo Ramos scored the winner off the bench. On paper, it was a gutsy comeback, but to Ibrahimovic, watching from the Fox Sports studio, it was proof of something uncomfortable. The team looked more dangerous the moment their biggest name came off.
The coach needs to have a reaction. He needs to do some change. And he had the courage to take out Cristiano, but just like Thierry said, Cristiano had a good reaction. Even if he is a guy in his head, he will score that winning goal. He wants to score that winning goal. But if you want to win this tournament, the team has to win. The team has to win because this is not one individual that will win it.
2. Zlatan didn't hint. He said it directly. Speaking after the match, Ibrahimovic argued that Portugal shouldn't expect real success in 2026, while a 41-year-old Ronaldo continues leading the attack, pointing out that Ramos scored almost immediately after replacing him. That's not a subtle jab. That's a direct challenge to the head coach's biggest decision of the tournament. 3. Then he escalated it into something sharper. Ibrahimovic went further, framing Ronaldo's continued starting role not as legendary leadership, but as ego holding the team hostage. In his view, Ronaldo has lost the mobility and sharpness that once made him unplayable, and Portugal's insistence on building around him is driven more by nostalgia than by current form. 4. And here's the twist that made this so messy at the time. Ronaldo actually delivered in that exact match. He converted a penalty to level the score, marking his first ever World Cup knockout stage goal in a record 6th tournament appearance. So the number said clutch veteran. Zlatan's argument said something different, that one big moment doesn't cancel out 90 minutes of declining influence.
But it's understandable also because the age he has and it catches up to everyone, just like it did for this gentleman, and this animal.
Of course.
So this is part of the game.
5. This wasn't the first time these two clashed this tournament. Ibrahimovic and Ronaldo's tension didn't start with Croatia. Earlier on, after Ronaldo scored twice in a 5-0 win over Uzbekistan and declared himself back on camera, Ibrahimovic responded with visible irony in the studio, unconvinced that one big performance erased the criticism from earlier rounds. This was starting to look less like a one-off comment and more like an ongoing pattern.
Zlatan, your reaction to his goals, his performance, and his message?
It was a game to score. It was a game for Portugal to score a lot of goals. And his message, I thought he never left. I don't know why he says I'm back.
6. Then came the round of 16, and the story flipped completely. Portugal faced Spain in Dallas, and this time there was no fairy tale comeback. Miguel Merino came off the bench in stoppage time and scored the only goal of the match, eliminating Portugal 1-0. Ronaldo played all 90 minutes, but barely factored into the game, touching the ball just 19 times all night. The players Zlatan had questioned all tournament simply didn't have an answer when it mattered most. 7. And the aftermath hit harder than anyone expected. Ronaldo was visibly emotional after the final whistle, telling reporters he was sad to leave the World Cup this way, that he'd given everything he had, and that he was walking away with a clear conscience. He confirmed this was his last World Cup, though he stopped short of confirming it was his final match for Portugal altogether, saying he wanted time to reflect with his family before making any decision. Zlatan, once again on Fox Sports, weighed in on what Ronaldo's World Cup career had amounted to, though this time the tone was less about criticism and more about closing the book on one of the sport's longest, loudest stories.
I send him all my respect. What he did massive things. I think the World Cup will miss him as he will miss also the World Cup. I think he tried to win the World Cup. This gentleman won it. It's not easy. It's the most difficult thing probably to win, and his mentality is to win in everything he goes in. So for sure, the world is gonna miss him by playing the World Cup, and but he didn't say he retired from the national team. So let's see what happens there, and I think the world should enjoy him while he's playing, whatever shirt he uses. And this is the last World Cup. It was the last World Cup also for Neymar, but probably he stopped the national team like Modric. But for sure, people is going to miss him.
So here's where this leaves us. The Eagle debate Zlatan started with a single interview turned into the exact ending he predicted, a World Cup exit with Ronaldo unable to change the outcome.
Who do you think is winning the World Cup?
Portugal. Ronaldo winning the World Cup. What?
Whether history remembers this as a fair critique or an unfair pylon, one thing is certain. Cristiano Ronaldo's story at the World Cup is now finished, and Zlatan made sure everyone was talking about it before it even ended.